Do I send a thank you note? Is that a thing? Dealing with what you think might be socially acceptable on today's ThinkShare. Hello humans, welcome to the Daily ThinkShare. My name's Zach. I'm here to bring to you what I've been thinking about, sharing about, talking about, listening to, that has been inspiring me that I don't have time to teach in math class. If you're new to the channel, I invite you to subscribe. So one of the things that I feel like so many of us go through is these, life experiences that tons and tons of other people have gone through, whether it's getting a job, whether it's getting an interview, whether it's saying goodbye to a bunch of people, oftentimes very professional. And we always have all these wonders, or even like something simple like getting a hotel room and like leaving a tip, or there's just so many things that we think are socially acceptable. And I realized one day when there was a teacher that was leaving the school, and she left us all these little mason jars of candy in a little note. I think it was a similar note for each of us, but we all got this little candy jar, mason jar, and a note. And I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. Like, do people do that? And I realized that question of do people do that is a question that I've kind of trained myself, and I think our culture has kind of trained ourselves to ask. So often we want to know, what are other people doing that we should be doing? And in my book, I said that there's a chapter I have, stop shoulding on yourself. Because so often we think there's things we should do when in fact we can do them or we could not do them. It doesn't really matter. Someone did it once and it stuck. One of the things that I've been considering as my wife is switching jobs and she was leaving is she decided to make brownies for them, gluten-free, and she decided to give some gifts to a couple of her coworkers. And I thought it was really cool that she chose to do that and kind of leave a great relationship behind, even though she's not going to be working with those people. So when you're faced with something that is really up to you on how you do it your way. Stop asking everybody what they would want to do. Think about it. If a coworker were leaving you, or if you are someone that were like, I think another example is like waiters, waitresses, and going out to restaurants. Like, do you leave a tip? One of the things I love doing is I love folding a dollar bill into a little shirt and tie. I actually have a tutorial for it on my other channel. But I love leaving little origami tips for wait staff, even though they're probably gonna have to unfold it if they want to use the money. So I've done it with $20 bills before. Sometimes, like, I've gone into restaurants repeated times where I've done it and they've kept all of them. So just consider, what's the impact that you want to have? You don't have to do it the way other people do it. Something else is, after an interview, like, you can write them a thank you note. A lot of people do that. You could also do a lot of other things. You could send them a gift basket. You could, make a YouTube video about it. I know I do that. You could send them thank yous and send them something for their kids. There's a million things you can do, but so many of us are held down by social constructs and what we think we're supposed to do. And so I want you to consider that whatever it is that you're doing, when you find yourself asking, is that a thing? Is that what other people do? Do people do that? You decide what you want to do. You decide what's the impact that you want to leave behind. What is the change, or what is the feeling that you want to leave behind for the person that it's affecting? So if you're leaving a job, what would you love? Would you love a personalized note? Would you love a gift? Think about what do those people want if they were leaving. I know that before, when I've left jobs, I've had a going away party. I've invited a bunch of people out to lunch. Some people might even offer to pay for them all. There's so many things you can do, but I just want you to consider, you do it your way. Do it in the way that impacts you, impacts the way you want, rather than what everyone else is doing, or what you think you're supposed to do, or what you think you should do. Do whatever is going to be the best way to preserve or leave the relationships that you have the way that you want. Whether it's a waitress, whether it's a coworker, whether it's a family member, it could be anything. I know this is kind of a general talk here, but I thought it was relevant in my life as my wife has been going through that process. So hope you enjoyed this. Hope it was useful. Give it a like if you liked it. If you want more, hit the subscribe button down below or up in this video. Thank you for watching. Stay weird.